hello. Oh God, the sound of Velcro, it's terrible. There, we got one more dangly thing out of the way. All right. Modular live stream tonight featuring a second camera, which is nice. Okay, this guy needs to be, let's change him. Oh God. Okay, that was insane. That was clipping on my end. Ooh. Okay, I don't generally like the shimmer reverbs and stuff. Let's just get it on a nice happy delay. Of course, watching chat, so feel free to ask questions, say hi, whatever it is you want. I do have this is my GoPro, my shitty. Can't really see it underneath the second one. I can't quite get it there. I only have a dinky little cable for it. Otherwise, next time I'm gonna try mounting it up above where this guy is. This is my Razer Kio webcam. So I got a new tripod and I mounted it above facing down and then just obviously flipped the picture and all of that. I was really exploring this module right here, this guy. The one with the pretty pink lights. It actually goes green and pink and blue and red, and it's just so frickin' colorful. It's insane. Anyways, yeah, it's like an acid trip in a module, in more ways than one. It is the solid state fate. That's it. Steady state fate. I don't remember what the company is called. SSF, Ultra Random Analog. So all it does is it spits out randomness. And yeah, it's interesting. So, like, to see that, here, let me get some various colors. I even organized all of my patch cables. I'm so freaking nerdy. Okay, and then red trace. Oh, it doesn't matter. I guess I could have chosen colored patch cables that match the trace. We're just going to go 1, 2, and 3, and then Yeah. So if you probably can't really see them too well, but if I GoPro them, you probably nuts. Stupid cable. Oh, this is even worse for that. I can't even show like the Mordax data at all. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to get this fixed. Anyways, the data is kind of showing the two traces and stuff, and that's just what this thing is spitting out. We can increase the amplitude, and then, sorry, that's the red one. This is sort of the difference between the two. So you've got just a random voltage, blah, 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 blah. And it's done by the clock speed of the internal clock here. So as I slow that down, you can start to see, if you can even see it. I don't know. It's probably really, really small. It's doing basically just random voltages up and down. And then the middle one is the difference between the two. So it kind of toggles based on the other two. But you can use that for basically anything. Like, that's the thing. Like, okay, random voltages. Okay. You know. Cool. We can use it for a random anything. We can use it for a random tempo in a sequencer. Whatever. Let's look at the basics here, and we'll just get an oscillator going. And yeah. So there's our nice happy oscillator. Interesting. I'm hearing some weird artifacts in my headphones. And now if I take this trace, yeah, so now it's just that. So, let's put it on a triangle wave. Yeah, there we go. So now if we wanted to make this musically useful, because it's really not. For one, you can change the range of it. So you can change basically the amplitude of the output of the module right there. So you can limit it a lot more. But you can also run it through a quantizer. And a quantizer basically says like, okay, hey, what notes are we going to use? Let's use a C major pentatonic. Let's just keep it ultra easy. So we're just going to jump that. So we're going to go out of there into, there we go. I want it to go faster. Just increase the clock rate. Now, an interesting idea would be to take this and mult it. Okay, in other words, multiply that signal, that randomness. And we'll just, again, we'll jumper this, basically. And you can mult things in a lot of ways. Like there's cables like these, which are HOSA. I forget what they call them. Leapfrogs or something like that. There's the classic the tip-top audio stackable, which is like that. And so you can plug something else into the same place that you're in. I don't use them very much. I've got one here because this thing has a mono input, which is really dumb. Even that has a certain beauty. So then, of course, we could take this signal, right? Run it into an envelope. We do that? No, I mean, you could run it directly through a filter, to be completely honest. You could just go direct out into, like, here. Control inputs. And then, again, we'll jump. We'll add another link in the chain. Let's use the 18 dB filter on that guy. It's nice sounding. Now, in this case, what it's basically going to be doing is like a key follow, because the higher the note is, the more open the filter is going to be, which is a fairly simple effect, but it's nice. Now, if we wanted to go completely wacky with this, and I do, here's what we would do. We would take an ADSR envelope, and then I'm going to take the pulse output. Okay, so the pulse output let's get a sawtooth back in. So now it's really only controlled by the pulse density here. And we can have it going so dense that it's just it's triggering so much that we don't even notice it. That's a little bit too much. Okay. And of course we can just a little bit lower. A little bit lower. And then all of a sudden there's like nothing. Oh, there it goes. In fact, that was 2 notes. Pew, pew. Now, if you slow the clock rate down, it also slows down the random pulse rate. Kind of like those notes to hold longer. Tiny, tiny, tiny little adjustments. Hey, what's going on, Jojo? I am. Yeah, I've only done like one or two more of these streams from my studio, but I'm going to try to make this a weekly thing. Try to get Modular Mondays going. It's good for my brain to just like come in and make total weirdness. Okay, here's what we're going to do though. Alright, first of all, I'm going to change out my effects completely. I'm going to try using the Erica Synths Black Hole as a reverb. And let's see, shimmer, no. I guess we'll go the Dragonfly delays is pretty good, I guess. I don't know. I'm not happy with like any of my effects in here. Like they all have issues. Yeah, man. Today is a modular only thing. Okay. So, let's see here. So, it is the tip top here. Panned it all the way to the left for some reason. Might be a bit much on the feedback, right? See, that's a much nicer delay. Erica Synths is really nice, and has a lot of programs. And so on. But it just doesn't have enough delay time to suit me. Hey, what's up, Think Twice? I said every time I do a stream, I'm going to try to improve something. So now I have two cameras. Hello. Little tiny shitty knockoff GoPro, which has a really wide-angle lens, but unfortunately I don't have a long enough cable to plug it in and put it overhead. So I'm going to change that next time. I'll have that guy as my overhead view, and then I'll have my Razer webcam as the regular. And then I replaced my mic. I got my I have a set of Rode NT5s condensers, and they're not broken. Like, unlike that Shure condenser I was using last time, it was crackling and making horrible noises. Okay, so let's put the... I still have to look at which one is which on this thing. Saturated reverb, 16. That one's decent. Okay. And then, so let's hear this through the reverb. Hall reverb. Yeah, let's do that. It's all right. See, that's not that great either. That's interesting. bit crush the output, which is cool. Give it that grainy lo-fi kind of sound. Okay, now there's a frickin' reverb. There we go. That I like. Oh look, I've got some sort of a text message. Oh. Okay, well let's add another voice. Let's yeah, let's get rid of that first one. We'll just shut it off for now. Let's see. I was thinking of using this guy today, which you can't see on the other view. This guy, the one here on the bottom, this lizard module, is pretty interesting. Actually, it's a weird oscillator. It's a sequencer, it's an oscillator, it's a bunch of stuff, and yeah, it's kind of fascinating, to be honest. So let's do this. Let's take the other random output, run it through second channel of my quantizer. And first of all, I'm going to have to tune this thing. So this is going to be an unfortunately annoying sound. So apologies in advance. Oh, it's not far off. So here's the interesting thing. This oscillator is pretty cool. It's got a bunch of different modes, but as you kind of turn up and down segments on this thing, I don't know if you can see it too well on the data. Probably not, because I cannot get the freaking camera close. Okay, hang on. Let's see. Let's try something. First of all, that. Second of all, this. There we go. Okay, so there's a weird-ass wave, and what it is like if I turn one of these 8 controls up, that's a different segment. So I'm going to turn the first one up, and you can see it changing its shape on there. So if you put all of these at like the midpoint, or at least a reasonable facsimile, it should be fairly close to flat. Obviously, it won't be perfectly flat. So you can do some really weird shit with this thing. These guys, Vinicius Music or Vinicius Electric, they're out of Brazil, and yeah, interesting dudes. So yeah, then the sound of that is that. Now, obviously, that's a little bit harsh. So we can do some weird stuff to it. Just like, first of all, filter it. It could be filtered. That would be a thing that would sound okay. some slew. Except slew is not going to work on a quantizer. Okay. Let's put this up an octave. And then, of course, you can do there's different modes. One of these is like a super saw, where you've basically got 8 sawtooth waves, and then each of the knobs just adjusts the phase. I think that's one. So I'm taking the output, and it's going basically directly into my DAW. So the digital capture, I'm only doing 16-bit 44.1 kilohertz, but this is a full analog system, which in a lot of cases has no frequency band. It's like whatever the module can do. And yeah, analog synths are pretty famous for like wrecking sound systems back in the day, because you could, play some ridiculously low sine wave and just make an amplifier plop someplace, and like, yeah, it's good times. But this one, it's a little bit more limited. I'll tell you what, though, the signal level on most like Eurorack stuff is really, really hot. It's like above line level. So you got to be a little bit careful with it. So, and then OBS, you can download a little plug-in thing for it that lets you use an ASIO input as a source. So it's basically directly from my interface, it's going straight out from there. Okay, so then what we can do is take this one and put this on CV. That's not really working. But you can do... Wait, no, I kind of wanted to keep that. Okay. I could do other stuff. I could take the randomness here, and I could put it... Let's see. Where could I put it? First thing I want to do, though, is take the clock out. So this has a clock output. And then I can go into the tempi, into the tempo in here. Now we should see, yeah. So you can see the pink light here, and then the blue lights should be synchronized. So these guys right here, pink light, blue lights. I occasionally use it in my songs in terms of just recordings and stuff. But to be honest, I'm still in the process of kind of building this system. It's not to the function that I would want to, use it in conjunction with songwriting and stuff like that. I mean, it is, but it isn't. I don't know. It's hard to explain. The other thing is, I'm more comfortable, I think, like writing stuff at home, instead of here, which is really dumb. That's purely a COVID laziness thing. So, yeah. Okay. let's try something else here. So we've got this stuff all clocked. Everything there is clocked. Randomness could also come from other places. Like we've got this guy. This is the stochastic function generator, which is essentially a bunch of random envelopes. It's really nice. It's really interesting and weird. A little reverb. Oh, that's a glorious sounding reverb. I'm so happy I found that. I have my ice-cold glass of urine. Mmm. Diet Mountain Dew. Ew, I'll take the crab juice. Yeah, so for next time, I'm gonna need to order myself a long Android cable. Like a good quality one, which is in it of itself probably that's going to be a challenge. Okay, so this is interesting. This is the Super Saw one. Sounds great. Yeah, the notes are quantized to an A minor pentatonic. It's good to hear. Okay. Let's try, let's get a third voice going here. Something higher. Probably, yeah, let's use the seashell. I think you're supposed to call it the seashell. For now, though, let's first of all make sure it's in tune. Now, as far as the actual notes, what we can do is this little guy right here has a oh, my ears. Classic. Hello. Greetings, welcome. Montmorency Pascal. That is very French. Okay, but obviously we're gonna do something. Use the wave folder. But we can external clock that. So let's do that. There's this oh god, my patch cable's too short. It's a personal problem. My cables are too short. Okay, external clock. There we go. I approve this synth sound. I do enjoy just listening to stuff like this occasionally. You know, just like getting a feel like what the hell is happening here. Now, if we want to add another total... Here, let's try something. So I'm FMing that first tone. Here, we take the sine wave out and you can hear it a little bit easier. I'm FMing it with the random sample and hold from the first tone, since I had that malted. Oh, that's lovely. Filter. Yeah, I need another filter. It's what I've come down to the conclusion of. Like, I could add a fourth voice to any patch that I do, but I only have 3 filters, which is not the end of the world until you start using control inputs and stuff, modulation on your filter, and then like, okay, well, I can't just run 2 voices through the same filter, because then they're going to have the same modulations and stuff, which is a problem. And then we can just put a really slow LFO into the modulation for that guy. Hey man, that's not my job. I'm just the music maker. You have to provide the sci-fi film. I have an aim in the back of my mind. So, I would like to make a crude sound responsive laser graphics system where you basically just bounce a laser off of it and it'll have like I've got the parts for it. I haven't tried it out. I haven't experimented with it, which I need to do. But I basically want to mount mirrors onto a I forget what they're called. They're called a contact transducer, which is like a little, it looks kind of like a little speaker, but it's not meant to move air. It's meant to move a thing that you attach it to, right? So I want to have like right angles, one of them here with a mirror on it, one of them here with a mirror on it, bounce a laser off the two, and then run each one from like one channel to the other channel off of my my output here. And yeah, it's complicated. I just need to sit down and bust out the hot glue gun. So one of these days, that's going to be my aim. Okay, now there. So that's like the sci-fi voice. Yeah, I thought about getting the Morphogene. I didn't see your comment there, Jojo. It's alright. You know, I'll tell you what. I don't like make noise modules for their layout. Like, the Tempe is okay. There's some stuff about it that annoys the shit out of me. And the layout is pretty simple, but a lot of their other modules are just, they're just annoying, like, to look at. There's just stuff everywhere, and you know, like, I don't like it. Let's do another randomness element with our voice up here. There. So now I have a random envelope from the stochastic function generator here. Also increasing, or whatever, the FM of the instruo oscillator. That's a very interesting sound. Yeah, the full system is like so. It's 15U, 120 HP. But obviously I have some holes in it. There. This is a blank panel. So there's a big hole there. Holes up there too. So yeah, still trying to decide what to kind of like finish it off with. I know I need at least one more filter. That's the only must-have so far. I built 2 of these. I built only 2 of them. So and those are the this guy, the Turing machine. So it's got 3 parts. It's got the Turing machine, the pulses, and the voltage, the volts out expander. I built, and then I built this oscillator up here too. With help. I'm not going to claim I was completely independent on those. There was a convention. There's an analog synthesizer convention that occurs about 30 minutes away from me every year, called KnobCon, which is classic. And it's actually some friends of mine that put it on. So, and it's great. It's like all the displays, all the new gear. It's, they've got, everybody comes out. It's a big event. Yeah, so there's module vendors out there, and Arturia is there, and Roland, and anybody and everybody. So that's they always do a module building thing where you basically order the kit before the convention, and then they bring it with. Like Bifaco, they're out of Spain, so you had to order it 3 weeks in advance or something like that, and then make sure that they actually had the kit. And then they bring you a kit, and you show up, and they show you exactly how to do it, and I know how to solder really well. I did it professionally for years. So yeah, they've got all the gear for you. You just walk out with a nice, happy, home-built oscillator that's all calibrated and ready to go. It's great. They did like last year. I think they did the Hex mix, also the Bifaco one. But I already had the Tesseract mixers here. So yeah, if you got any questions, any questions on my setup here, whatever, feel free to ask. The Tesseract this is 3 parts. I've actually got another one. I've got a 4 stereo channels module, and these are all linked internally. Like behind it, there's a ribbon cable that daisy chains them together. And then this one's got the master output here has the effects sends and stuff like that. He's got another. It's one guy. He builds them all, and he's got another one that does like an LED display, which I'm kind of tempted to get because it would look really cool. I'd have to check and see how big it is, because that might mean I would have to like move over a bunch of stuff, and then I've got these 2 ADSR envelopes and a blank panel here I could pull out and move them someplace else because they fit anywhere. So yeah, I did not go and plan my entire setup out on modular grid. I've actually just been buying modules that I think are cool and would be functional, and just building it up from there. And I had a case. It was a small one. It was a little Arturia case. It was 2 rows, 84 HP. So I got one of those, and then I got a second one of those, and then I chained them together. And that was okay for a while, but I outgrew that. So I got the big case and am working towards filling it. Let's put it that way. So I think I'm going to stick these streams to about an hour, though, which means I'm pretty much out of time. So glad to see the interest. I'm going to try to do these, and I hate to promise once a week, but I'll try. Once a week, it should be easily doable. I might have guests come in and so on and so forth, but that's going to be it's going to be a camera issue, so I want to make sure I get the camera stuff like nailed down first. So anyways, I will see you on the next time. See you on the flip side. Take it easy.